Hello guys, right now we're going to implement our profile page feature for our social media network project. Let's go! First, we're gonna go to our earls.py and type this code and add our earl route of profile and a string that calls for a username. When this earl is triggered, it will open our views.py and execute for a function called profile. Then next, we're gonna make sure our class follow has these two foreign keys. One is for our followers and one is for the people we follow. We're gonna reference this both and also call for our timestamp. Also, we're gonna call our string constructor to call ourself the names. And since our URL calls for profile slash a string that will be assigned to a username variable, we're gonna call that to our views.py and create a function named profile which calls for request and the string username. Then we're gonna get the row that we click and all of its detail by calling this ORM of Django, which gets our specific row by our username as filter. Then we're gonna fetch our post that is related to the row that we fetch, sorted based on the latest timestamp. And also we're gonna fetch for how many followers count that we have and how many people do we follow, using also our follow class that we made in this model, which is referenced as foreign key. Then we're going to check if the login user is authenticated, and we're gonna check if the login user is the same as the user that we entered on the detailed page. This checks if the page that we entered is we already followed. Then after all of this, we're gonna put it in a curly brace that we're gonna render inside our profile template so that we will be able to access all of these variables. Then we're gonna create a new template for our profile page. We're gonna call this profile.html. We're gonna extend our layout, our navbar, and also call for our body. Once we call for our body, we're gonna make sure that this code is only accessed by someone who is logged in. But first, let's just call for our profile user, his username, and how many followers does he have, or also the people he is following to, how many are they. Once we're done with that, we're gonna check. Once the user is logged in, they will only be able to see this kind of code that we're gonna execute. So if the person is logged in and at the same time the user is not the profile user, meaning if I'm logged in and my name is Sean, if I click and access the profile page of Sean, I must not be able to see the follow button, because what's the use of following your own profile? But for example, if I'm Sean and I went to the profile page of John, I must be able to see this follow button so that I can be able to follow him if I like. We're gonna cycle everything, the post, and we're gonna cycle every post in that and gonna create a new div and post the username and the content, the timestamp of the post of the user or the profile page owner. Else, if there's no post, we're gonna say no post yet. After that, what's left is turning this post username or the username of the user in our index into a anchor tag, so that it will be clickable and the user will be able to click and access our URL and the views that we created. Let's try. Let's go. Now this is a anchor tag. Let's see if this is clickable and what's gonna happen. So it's not showing anything. Let's see what our DevTools is gonna say. It does not show anything. Let's see. Oh, the reason we're not seeing anything because the code that we executed in our HTML is not inside our end block of our body, meaning nothing is gonna be shown. But right now it's fixed. Let's see. Let's go. So I have 0 followers, I have 0 following, and this is all of my posts that I've created. Let's try to create another user, another post, and let's see. This post must not fetch the other user's data.
Deep sinama to.
As you can see here, I created another user and she has no post yet because there's no created post by this user as of right now. Also 0 following and 0 followers as of now. But when we access the page of another user, then since this is a different user that is logged in, not the same of the profile page that we entered, the follow button is appearing. Let's go.